I sit alone in my cold home, wrapped in layers, trying to stretch small amounts of food. The dim light of the afternoon sun casts a pale glow over the empty space. I've grown accustomed to this quiet routine, but it's a thin veil of normalcy that hides the truth. My $8,000 pension should be enough to live comfortably, so why do I struggle to make ends meet? The questions swirl in my mind like a nagging whisper, but I've learned to ignore them, to push them deep into the shadows where they can't disturb the fragile peace. As I move through the house, I'm acutely aware of the silence that fills every room. It's a silence that's both a comfort and a weight, a reminder that I'm truly alone. I've grown used to the isolation, but it's a lonely existence that's slowly draining the life from me. I try to shake the feeling, to tell myself that I'm safe, that I'm just being cautious, but the doubts linger, like a ghostly presence that haunts me. Sarah arrives one evening, her warm smile a welcome respite from the chill that settled over me. She's my daughter, my rock, and I'm grateful for her presence in my life. As she steps into the cold house, her eyes widen in concern, taking in the dim light and the emptiness that surrounds us. I can sense her unease, her worry for me, but she doesn't push, doesn't try to fix everything in an instant. She simply stands beside me, a quiet presence that offers comfort without judgment. As we make tea together, Sarah's gentle questions begin to chip away at the facade, revealing the cracks that have formed beneath the surface. She's a quiet observer, taking in the details, the little things that might seem insignificant to others but speak volumes to her. I feel a sense of relief, of gratitude, that she's here to see me, to understand me, even when I'm struggling to understand myself. The fridge is almost empty, the kitchen cupboard's bare, and the bills are piling up, a constant reminder of my financial struggles. Sarah's eyes scan the space, her face a mask of calm concern, but I can sense the worry brewing beneath the surface. She's a gentle soul, my Sarah, and she knows exactly when to push and when to hold back. She lets me know that she's there for me, that she'll support me no matter what. As we sit down to eat, the tension in the air is palpable, but it's a tension born of concern, not anger. Sarah's voice is soft, her words measured, but I can sense the depth of her feelings, the love and compassion that drives her to help me. She's a warrior, my daughter, a quiet warrior who fights for me, for my well-being, without ever drawing attention to herself. In that moment, I realized that I've been living in a state of quiet desperation, hiding my true circumstances from the world, even from my own family. I've been ashamed, afraid to admit that I'm struggling, that I'm not the independent woman I thought I was. But Sarah's presence, her love and support, give me the courage to face the truth, to confront the reality of my situation. As we finish our meal, Sarah's words hang in the air, a gentle reminder that something isn't right. She's right, of course, something is very wrong. But in that moment, I feel a sense of hope, a sense that I'm not alone, that I have someone who will stand by me, who will fight for me, no matter what. The truth, it seems, is only just beginning to unravel. As I sit here reflecting on the moments that led us to this point, I'm reminded of Sarah's gentle realization. It was as if she had been living in a dream, oblivious to the truth that had been hiding in plain sight. The cold house, the dim lights, and my thin appearance had all been a slow unraveling of the truth. Sarah's quiet observations, checking the fridge, kitchen, and bills, had revealed the extent of Evelyn's financial struggles. She saw unpaid bills, empty cupboards, and a tiny amount of cash. But what struck me most was her calm demeanor, her concern and compassion, evident in every word. She asked gentle questions, never pushing too hard, but probing for answers nonetheless. As she spoke to me, her voice was like a gentle breeze on a summer day. It was soothing, reassuring, and yet it was a calm before the storm. She saw the truth, and she knew that something wasn't right. The way she said it, "Mom, something isn't right," sent a shiver down my spine. It was as if she had awakened a part of me that had been dormant for far too long. I remember the way she looked at me, her eyes filled with a mix of concern and compassion. It was as if she was searching for answers, for a way to make sense of the chaos that surrounded us. And in that moment, I knew that she was not just my daughter, she was my guardian, my protector, and my friend. As we sat there, surrounded by the silence of the cold house, I felt a sense of gratitude wash over me. Gratitude for Sarah's presence, for her kindness, and for her unwavering support. She had seen the truth, and she had acted upon it. She had taken the first step towards unraveling the mystery of my financial struggles. In that moment, I knew that I was not alone. I had Sarah, and together, we would face whatever lay ahead. We would navigate the complexities of my financial situation, and we would emerge stronger, wiser, and more resilient. The cold house, the dim lights, and my thin appearance would no longer define me. I would rise above them, and I would find my way back to a life of peace, of stability, and of kindness. Sarah's gentle realization had been a turning point in our journey. It was a moment of truth, a moment of awakening, and a moment of transformation. And as I look back on that day, I am reminded of the power of love, of kindness, and of compassion. It was Sarah's love and kindness that had awakened me to the truth, and it was her love and kindness that would carry us through the challenges that lay ahead. As I reflect on that day, I am filled with a sense of gratitude and wonder. I am grateful for Sarah's presence in my life, and I am in awe of her strength, her courage, and her compassion. She had seen the truth, and she had acted upon it. She had taken the first step towards unraveling the mystery of my financial struggles, and she had given me a gift that I would cherish forever, the gift of hope. In the days that followed, Sarah and I worked tirelessly to unravel the truth. We went through statements and letters, and we slowly pieced together the puzzle of my financial situation. We saw evidence of large withdrawals and luxury purchases, and we were shocked when we recognized charges that I had never made. But it was not just the financial struggles that we were facing.
We were also dealing with the emotional toll of being taken advantage of. I felt ashamed, guilty, and powerless. I had trusted Victoria, and I had given her access to my finances. I had thought that she was helping me, but in reality she was manipulating me. As we navigated this complex web of emotions, Sarah remained calm, validating my feelings and offering me comfort. She was my rock, my shelter, and my guiding light. She helped me to see that I was not alone, that I was not to blame, and that I deserved kindness and compassion. And so we continued on our journey, slowly unraveling the truth and slowly rebuilding my life. We worked with Jennifer, a kind and patient forensic accountant, who helped us to understand the extent of the financial exploitation. She explained the process, reviewed the documents, and confirmed the truth. Someone had been taking my money for a very long time. In that moment, I felt a mix of emotions: relief, heartbreak, and anger. I was relieved that the truth had finally been revealed, but I was also heartbroken that I had been taken advantage of. And as for the anger, it was not towards Victoria or Michael, but towards myself. I had trusted them, and I had given them access to my finances. I had thought that they were helping me, but in reality they were manipulating me. But as I looked at Sarah, I saw a glimmer of hope. I saw a chance to rebuild my life, to start anew, and to find peace. And so we continued on our journey, slowly healing, slowly rebuilding, and slowly finding our way back to a life of kindness, compassion, and love. The days that followed were a blur of activity: meetings with lawyers, visits to the bank, and conversations with the authorities. It was a complex and often painful process, but Sarah remained by my side, supporting me every step of the way. And as we navigated this challenging landscape, I began to realize the extent of Victoria's manipulation. She had taken control of my finances, my life, and my emotions. She had manipulated me, used me, and exploited me. And as I looked at Sarah, I saw a glimmer of relief. I saw a chance to break free from the chains of manipulation, to find my voice, and to take back control of my life. And so we continued on our journey, slowly rebuilding my life, slowly healing, and slowly finding our way back to a life of kindness, compassion, and love. We worked with Jennifer, we met with lawyers, and we visited the bank. We slowly pieced together the puzzle of my financial situation, and we slowly uncovered the truth. As we navigated this complex landscape, I began to realize the extent of Victoria's manipulation. She had taken control of my finances, my life, and my emotions. She had manipulated me, used me, and exploited me. And as I looked at Sarah, I saw a glimmer of relief. I saw a chance to break free from the chains of manipulation, to find my voice, and to take back control of my life. In the end, it was not just about the money or the financial struggles. It was about the emotional toll, the sense of shame and guilt, and the feeling of powerlessness. It was about the manipulation, the exploitation, and the emotional abuse. And as I looked at Sarah, I saw a glimmer of hope. I saw a chance to heal, to rebuild, and to find my way back to a life of kindness, compassion, and love. As I reflect on our journey, I am reminded of the power of love, of kindness, and of compassion. It was Sarah's love and kindness that had awakened me to the truth, and it was her love and kindness that had carried us through the challenges that lay ahead. She had seen the truth, and she had acted upon it. She had taken the first step towards unraveling the mystery of my financial struggles, and she had given me a gift that I would cherish forever: the gift of hope. As I sit here reflecting on the moments that led us to this point, I'm reminded of Evelyn's quiet confession. It was a turning point in our story, one that revealed the truth about my pension and Victoria's manipulation. I recall the day Evelyn told me about how Victoria had taken control of her finances 2 years ago. At first, I didn't think much of it, assuming it was just a natural part of aging or maybe even a sign of trust in her son's wife. But as Evelyn began to share more, I realized that something was off. She spoke softly, almost apologetically, about feeling ashamed and not wanting to be a burden. It was as if she was carrying a secret that she didn't know how to share, and Victoria had skillfully manipulated her into silence. Sarah listened with compassion, holding her mother's hand as if trying to absorb the weight of her words. I remember thinking, how could Victoria do this to her mother-in-law? But at the same time, I felt a sense of guilt for not noticing sooner. Why hadn't I been more proactive in our relationship? Why had I allowed Victoria to insert herself into our lives? As Evelyn continued to talk, I felt a sense of anger rising up inside me. How could Victoria take advantage of her mother-in-law like this? But Sarah's calm demeanor kept me grounded, reminding me that we needed to focus on Evelyn's feelings and well-being. She was the one who had been hurt, after all. Sarah's presence was a balm to Evelyn's wounds. She listened attentively, validating her mother's feelings and offering words of comfort. It was clear that Sarah was determined to support her mother, no matter what it took. And in that moment, I knew that we were in this together, my daughter and I, united against the forces that had sought to control and manipulate Evelyn. As the days went by, Sarah and Evelyn began to unravel the truth. They went through statements and letters, slowly piecing together the evidence of Victoria's deceit. I remember feeling a mix of emotions: shock, anger, sadness, as I realized the extent of Victoria's manipulation. But Sarah remained calm, steady, and supportive throughout it all. Looking back, I realized that Evelyn's quiet confession was a turning point in our story. It marked the beginning of a long and difficult journey, one that would take us through the courts, the media, and ultimately, to a place of healing and peace. But in that moment, it was just a small step, a quiet confession that would set us on the path to reclaiming Evelyn's life and exposing the truth about Victoria's manipulation. The story behind the silence. As I sit here, surrounded by the memories of a lifetime, I'm reminded of the days when Michael and Victoria were still building their life together. They were young, vibrant, and full of hope. I recall the countless visits, the laughter, the long conversations, and the warmth that filled my home. It was a time of true connection, a time when I felt seen and loved. Those memories are bittersweet now, as I reflect on the gradual distancing that crept into our relationship. It started with fewer visits, fewer calls, and eventually, the silence grew thicker, like a fog that couldn't be shaken. Victoria's presence in our lives was a constant, but it was a subtle influence, like a whispered secret that only grew louder with time. She was always sweet but firm, as Michael would say, but I sensed a hint of manipulation, a gentle nudge that made me feel like I was losing my son. I didn't want to be a burden, and so I kept my concerns to myself, even as the distance between us grew. It was a slow unraveling, like a thread pulled from a sweater, leaving a gaping hole that couldn't be ignored. I remember the day Victoria offered to manage my finances. It sounded like a kind gesture, a way to help me navigate the complexities of adulthood. But looking back, I see it for what it was: a way to control, to manipulate, to take away the one thing that was truly mine. My pension, my independence, my sense of self-worth. All of it slipped through my fingers like sand in an hourglass. It's a painful realization, one that I've only begun to grasp in the quiet moments, like this one, when the world outside recedes, and I'm left with the echoes of my past. I thought I was being a good mother, a supportive partner, but in reality, I was allowing myself to be controlled, to be silenced. Sarah's gentle questioning, her soft-spoken words, they awakened something within me, a spark that refused to be extinguished. It was a slow awakening, a gradual realization that I wasn't alone, that there were those who cared, who listened, and who wanted to help. It's a feeling I'm still getting used to, this sense of being seen, of being heard. As I look back, I see the story of my life unfold like a tapestry, threads of love, loss, and sacrifice woven together. It's a complex narrative, one that's still unfolding, but I'm learning to tell it, to share it, to own it. The silence that once shrouded my life is slowly lifting, like a veil that's been lifted, revealing a world of possibilities, of hope, and of healing. Natural pause. The memories of those happier times, of Michael and Victoria's love, they still linger, a bittersweet reminder of what could have been. But it's the lessons I've learned, the love I've found, and the strength I've gained that give me the courage to keep moving forward. I'm not the same woman I was just a few months ago, and for that, I'm grateful. The story of my life is one of resilience, of survival, and of the human spirit's capacity to heal. It's a story that I'm still writing, one that's full of twists and turns, of unexpected surprises, and of quiet triumphs. And as I close this chapter, I'm reminded that the most powerful stories are the ones that are still being written, the ones that are yet to come. Soft music plays in the background, a gentle reminder of the journey that lies ahead. But for now, as I sit here in the quiet of this evening, I'm at peace. The silence that once shrouded my life is slowly lifting, and I'm finding my voice, my strength, and my hope. It's a new beginning, one that's full of promise, and I'm grateful to be here, to be alive, and to be telling my story. You've been a quiet presence in your son's life for a while now, but the silence has been a heavy weight on your heart. As you look back, you remember the days when Michael and his wife, Victoria, would visit often, sharing laughter and stories. But over time, those visits became fewer and farther between. You'd hear from Michael less frequently, and when you did, it was often about Victoria's accomplishments. You'd notice Victoria's subtle manipulation, her way of taking control, but you never spoke up because you didn't want to lose your son. The truth was, you felt ashamed of your own vulnerability. You'd entrusted Victoria with your finances, thinking she was helping, but she'd slowly taken control, making decisions without your input. You'd receive statements and letters, but they made no sense to you. You felt like you were living in a dream, where reality was distorted, and your emotions were numb. That was when Sarah, your daughter, came to visit. She walked into your cold, dark home, and her eyes widened as she took in the dim lights and the empty cupboards. She saw the unpaid bills, the meager amount of cash, and her expression changed from concern to alarm. She asked gentle questions, never pushing too hard, but you could see the wheels turning in her mind. You began to open up to her, sharing the truth about Victoria's control over your finances. You spoke softly, almost whispering, as if afraid to disturb the silence. Sarah listened with compassion, holding your hand, and you felt a sense of relief wash over you. Over the next few days, Sarah stayed with you, helping you go through statements and letters. She saw the evidence of large withdrawals and luxury purchases, and her eyes widened in shock. You recognized some of the charges, but others were unfamiliar. You felt a deep sense of unease, knowing that someone had been taking your money for a very long time. Sarah's determination to help you uncover the truth and take back control of your finances was palpable. She contacted a forensic accountant, Jennifer, who came to visit quietly, bringing calm energy with her. Jennifer explained the process and reviewed the documents, and you felt a sense of relief wash over you as she confirmed that someone had indeed been taking your money. As we continued to unravel the truth, you began to feel a sense of empowerment. You realized that you didn't have to be a victim, that you had the power to take back control of your life. Sarah helped you open a new bank account, and Jennifer set up an irrevocable trust, ensuring that your pension went directly to you. The days turned into weeks, and you started to feel a sense of stability and peace. You began to rebuild your routines, enjoying warm baths, morning walks, and tea at sunset. You learned that it was okay to ask for help, and Sarah was always there, supporting you gently and lovingly. As we look back on this journey, you realize that it's been a slow unraveling of the truth, but also a journey of self-discovery. You've learned that it's never too late to speak up, to set boundaries, and to choose peace. You've forgiven yourself for trusting the wrong people, and you found a newfound appreciation for the importance of kindness and compassion. As you drift off to sleep, you're reminded that you're not alone. There are people who care about you, who want to help you, and who will support you every step of the way. You feel a sense of gratitude and peace, knowing that you're safe, and that you deserve kindness, always. And as you close your eyes, you remember the words of your daughter, Sarah. Wherever you are, I hope you feel safe tonight, and I hope you know you deserve kindness, always. The expert who listens as I sat in my quiet home, surrounded by the remnants of a life once full of laughter and love, I couldn't help but think about the journey that had brought me to this moment. My daughter Sarah had been a constant source of comfort and support, but even she had been unaware of the depths of Victoria's manipulation. That was until she stumbled upon the truth, and our lives were forever changed. I remember the day Sarah decided to take action. She had been noticing the changes in my life for some time. The empty cupboards, the unpaid bills, the lack of warmth in our home. But it wasn't until she saw the state of my finances that she realized the full extent of Victoria's control. I had always been proud of my independence, but in reality, I was living in a state of quiet desperation. Sarah's first step was to reach out to a trusted friend, a kind and patient forensic accountant named Jennifer. I had never met Jennifer before, but Sarah had done her research and knew that she was the right person for the job. Jennifer listened to our story with a calm and professional demeanor, her eyes scanning the documents and statements that Sarah had gathered. As Jennifer began to review the evidence, I felt a sense of relief wash over me. For the first time in years, I felt like I was taking back control of my life. Jennifer's calm energy was infectious, and I found myself feeling more confident with each passing minute. Jennifer's professional demeanor made me feel at ease as she explained the process of reviewing the documents and statements. She moved slowly and deliberately, never rushing or trying to hurry me. I felt like I was in good hands, like I was finally being heard. As Jennifer confirmed the truth, that someone had been taking my money for a very long time, I felt a mix of emotions. I was relieved to finally have the truth, but at the same time I was heartbroken. I had trusted Victoria, my own son's wife, and she had betrayed that trust. But as I looked at Sarah, I knew that I was not alone. She was there for me, supporting me every step of the way. Together, we were taking back control of my life slowly and safely. We were reclaiming my pension, setting up an irrevocable trust to ensure that my money was safe. Jennifer's presence was a calming influence, and I felt a sense of peace wash over me. I knew that I was in good hands, and that together we would get through this difficult time. As the days turned into weeks, I began to feel a sense of stability and peace that I hadn't felt in years. I was finally taking back control of my life, and it felt amazing. I was learning to ask for help, to set boundaries, and to prioritize my own needs. And through it all, Jennifer was there, quietly guiding us through the process. She was the expert who listened, the one who helped us navigate the complex web of financial exploitation. I will always be grateful to her for her kindness, her patience, and her professionalism. As I look back on that difficult time, I am reminded of the importance of speaking up, of setting boundaries, and of choosing peace. I am grateful to Sarah for her unwavering support, and to Jennifer for her expertise and kindness. I am proud to have taken back control of my life, and I hope that my story will inspire others to do the same. But for now, I am content to rest in the knowledge that I am safe, that I am protected, and that I am finally free from the grip of Victoria's manipulation. I hope that you too can find peace and safety in your own life. Wherever you are, I hope you feel safe tonight, and I hope you know that you deserve kindness always. As I reflect on the journey that brought me to this moment, I'm reminded of the quiet determination that drove Sarah to take action. Her support and care for me were a constant source of strength, and I'm grateful for the unwavering love she showed me throughout this ordeal. You see, it wasn't just about uncovering the truth behind Victoria's manipulation. It was about reclaiming my life, my independence, and my sense of security. Sarah's gentle guidance was instrumental in helping me regain control of my finances. Together, we opened a new bank account, and Jennifer, the kind forensic accountant, helped us set up an irrevocable trust. This ensured that my pension would go directly to me, free from Victoria's grasp. As we worked through the paperwork and explained the process, I felt a sense of stability and peace wash over me. It was a small step, but it marked the beginning of a new chapter in my life. The days that followed were filled with a growing sense of hope. Sarah continued to support me, checking in regularly to ensure I was safe and secure. She'd bring me groceries, cook meals, and even help me with household chores. It was a relief to have her by my side, and I knew I could count on her to be my rock in times of need. As we worked together, I began to feel like myself again, like I was slowly regaining control of my life. One of the most significant moments came when we confronted Victoria and Michael. The tension was palpable, but Sarah's calm demeanor helped to diffuse the situation. Victoria's mask slipped, revealing a hint of desperation beneath, but Michael's expression was a mix of shame and regret. It was a moment of truth, and I felt a sense of closure wash over me. I knew that I'd taken the first steps towards healing and reclaiming my life. In the weeks that followed, I worked closely with Jennifer and the authorities to ensure that Victoria faced the consequences of her actions. It was a difficult process, but I knew it was necessary. As the truth came to light, I felt a sense of justice being served, but more importantly, I felt a sense of peace. I realized that I wasn't to blame for what had happened. I was a victim of manipulation and exploitation. With my newfound sense of security, I began to rebuild my life. I moved in with Sarah temporarily, and she welcomed me with open arms. We'd spend hours cooking meals together, laughing and talking about our hopes and dreams. It was a bittersweet period, but it marked a new beginning for me. I learned to ask for help, to trust others, and to prioritize my own well-being. As I navigated this new landscape, I began to feel like myself again. A sense of calm, of peace, and of hope. As I look back on this journey, I'm reminded of the importance of speaking up, setting boundaries, and choosing peace. It's a lesson that I wish I'd learned earlier, but I'm grateful for the opportunity to share it with you now. If you're reading this, I hope you know that you deserve kindness always. You deserve to be heard, to be seen, and to be treated with compassion and respect. Don't be afraid to ask for help, to speak up, and to take control of your life. As I close this chapter, I want to leave you with a message of hope. Wherever you are, I hope you feel safe tonight. I hope you know that you're not alone, and that there are people who care about you, who want to help you, and who want to support you. You are not a victim, you are a survivor. You are strong, you are resilient, and you are worthy of love, kindness, and compassion. Always remember that. Here's the script for Section 8. A calm but tense visit. It was a typical Wednesday afternoon when the doorbell rang. I was sitting in my armchair, lost in thought, my mind still reeling from the revelations of the past few days. Sarah had been helping me unravel the mystery of my missing pension, and it was both a relief and a heartbreak to finally understand what had been happening. As I got up to answer the door, I felt a sense of trepidation. Who could it be? I hadn't expected any visitors today. I took a deep breath and made my way to the front door, trying to calm my racing heart. Sarah stood beside me, her hand on my shoulder, as we looked through the peephole. Our eyes widened in unison as we saw Michael and Victoria standing on our porch. They looked like they had just dropped by for a casual visit, but I knew better. "Mom, let's talk about this," Michael said, his voice laced with a hint of nervousness. I felt a surge of anger, but Sarah's gentle hand on my shoulder stayed me. She mouthed "It's okay" to me, and I nodded, taking a deep breath. "Come in," I said, trying to sound calm. As they entered, the atmosphere in the room became tense. Victoria smiled brightly, but I could see the cracks in her mask. She was nervous, and I knew why. Sarah stood by my side, her presence a comforting reminder that I wasn't alone. She hadn't intervened, not yet, but I knew she was ready to defend me if necessary. "Let's talk about this," Michael said again, his voice a little firmer this time. I took a step forward, my heart pounding in my chest. "Victoria, I know everything now," I said, my voice steady. Victoria's mask cracked a little more, and for a moment, I saw the calculating, manipulative person behind the charming facade. But she quickly regained her composure, her voice dripping with sweetness. "Of course, Evelyn. We were just worried about you. We wanted to check in and make sure you're doing okay." I looked at her, my eyes narrowing. "You're not worried about me. You're worried about getting caught." The room fell silent, the tension palpable. Michael shifted uncomfortably in his seat, but Victoria's smile never wavered. "I think we're going to have to agree to disagree," I said, my voice firm but calm. As we stood there, locked in a silent standoff, I felt a sense of confidence rising within me. I was no longer the vulnerable, helpless person I had been just a few days ago. I was strong, and I was determined to take back control of my life. The doorbell rang again, breaking the spell. It was Jennifer, the forensic accountant, with a folder full of evidence. I smiled, feeling a sense of hope and determination. It was time to take the next step, to confront Victoria and Michael once and for all. As Jennifer entered the room, her presence was like a breath of fresh air. She smiled warmly at me, and I felt a sense of calm wash over me. "Let's get down to business," I said, my voice steady. And with that, our quiet but tense visit became a confrontation. A battle of wills that would change the course of my life forever. Quiet truth, slowly revealed as the days went by. It became increasingly clear that Victoria was in over her head. The web of deceit she had spun was unraveling, thread by thread, and there was no way to salvage it. I remember feeling a sense of vindication, a quiet sense of justice being served. It was as if the universe was finally acknowledging the truth that I had known all along. The doorbell rang, and I made my way to the entrance, feeling a mix of anxiety and anticipation. It was Jennifer, the forensic accountant Sarah had hired to help me untangle the financial mess. She was accompanied by a folder filled with documents, each one revealing a new layer of evidence that pointed to Victoria's guilt. I invited Jennifer in, and she began to explain the process in a calm, patient tone. She showed me examples of the large withdrawals, the luxury purchases, and the fake invoices that Victoria had created to justify her actions. I felt a sense of growing outrage, but Jennifer's calm demeanor helped to keep my emotions in check. As I listened to Jennifer's explanation, I couldn't help but think about the excuses that Victoria had made over the years. The "I'm just trying to help you manage your finances" narrative. The "I'm doing this for your own good" justification. It was all a ruse, a cleverly crafted web of lies designed to keep me in the dark and her in control. But now, with the evidence laid out before me, I could finally see the truth for what it was. Victoria's excuses were crumbling, and her mask of innocence was beginning to slip. I felt a sense of satisfaction, a quiet sense of justice being served. Michael, on the other hand, looked conflicted and ashamed. He had always been a passive observer, content to let Victoria take the reins and control our family's finances. But now, with the evidence mounting against her, he was beginning to realize the gravity of her actions. I could see the guilt and shame etched on his face, a stark contrast to the confident, charming facade he had presented to the world. As I watched Victoria's mask continue to crumble, I felt a sense of vindication. I had been right all along, and now the truth was finally out. I looked at Jennifer, who was watching me with a calm, empathetic expression. She had helped me to uncover the truth, and now she was helping me to take back control of my life. "I just want my life back," I said softly but firmly. It was a statement that seemed to resonate with everyone in the room. Victoria's eyes dropped, and Michael looked away, unable to meet my gaze. But I knew that I had taken the first step towards healing, towards reclaiming my life and my finances. As the room fell silent, I felt a sense of calm wash over me. It was as if I had finally exhaled a deep breath I had been holding for far too long. I was ready to move forward, to rebuild my life and my finances. I was ready to take back control, and I was grateful to have Jennifer by my side to help me navigate the process. The quiet truth had finally been revealed, and now it was time to move forward. I was ready to start a new chapter, one filled with peace, stability, and financial security. And as I looked around the room, I knew that I wasn't alone. I had my daughter Sarah, my forensic accountant Jennifer, and a newfound sense of determination to guide me on this journey. As the authorities got involved, their process unfolded calmly and methodically, focusing on the consequences of Victoria's actions. I remember feeling a mix of emotions, sadness, frustration, and a sense of vindication. The forensic accountant, Jennifer, had been quietly gathering evidence and piecing together the puzzle of Victoria's deceitful activities. She presented her findings to the authorities, and they began to build a case against Victoria. Victoria, on the other hand, seemed to be crumbling under the weight of her own deceit. She had maintained a charming facade for so long, but the mask was finally cracking. The authorities charged her with financial exploitation, and the consequences were severe. Michael's involvement in the entire ordeal was disappointing, to say the least. He had been so distant and passive throughout, and his failure to speak up or support me was a painful reminder of the emotional distance we had grown apart. As the news of Victoria's charges spread, I felt a sense of closure and satisfaction. Justice was finally being served, and I was one step closer to regaining control of my life. But the emotional journey was far from over. Evelyn's voice cracks as she continues. I remember the sense of shame and guilt that had been weighing me down for so long. But as the truth came to light, I realized that I was not to blame. I had been manipulated and deceived by someone I trusted. The weight of the experience was still heavy, but I knew that I had come out stronger on the other side. I had learned to speak up and set boundaries, and I had found a new sense of peace and purpose. As I looked around my new home, safe and financially protected, I felt a sense of gratitude for the journey that had brought me here. It had been a long and winding road, but I had finally found my way back to myself. The soft voice of Evelyn continues. I hope that my story can be a warning to others, a reminder of the importance of speaking up and setting boundaries. I hope that you can learn from my experience and avoid the pitfalls that I fell into. The sound of a gentle wind chime fills the air as Evelyn's voice drifts off into the distance. I hope that you can find peace and healing just as I have. And I hope that you will always remember that you deserve kindness and compassion, no matter what challenges you may face. The soft music fades into the background as Evelyn's voice becomes a gentle whisper. Wherever you are, I hope you feel safe tonight. And I hope you know that you are not alone. The sound of a peaceful night sky fills the air, with the occasional hooting of an owl in the distance. The soft music continues to play, a gentle lullaby that wraps the listener in a sense of calm and serenity. Evelyn's voice becomes a distant memory, a reminder of the journey that had brought her to this place of peace and healing. The sound of the wind chime grows fainter, until it is just a distant echo in the listener's mind. The soft music continues to play, a gentle reminder of the importance of speaking up, setting boundaries, and seeking help when needed. The listener is left with a sense of peace and calm, a reminder that they are not alone and that they deserve kindness and compassion. As the music fades into the distance, the listener is left with a final message from Evelyn. Remember, you are not alone. And you deserve kindness always. A quiet new life begins as I sit here in Sarah's cozy home. Surrounded by the warmth and love of my daughter, I feel a deep sense of relief wash over me. It's been a long and winding road, filled with twists and turns that I never could have imagined. But here I am, finally starting to heal and rebuild my life. The first few days here were a blur of soft conversations, warm meals, and cozy blankets. Sarah would sit with me in the evenings, listening as I recounted my story, and offering words of comfort and love. She gently massaged my hands, her touch soothing my frazzled nerves, and her presence calming my racing mind. As the days turned into weeks, I began to notice subtle changes within myself. I was sleeping better, my energy levels were increasing, and I was starting to feel like myself again. The weight of Victoria's deceit was slowly lifting, and I was beginning to see a glimmer of hope on the horizon. Sarah's ongoing support and care for me has been a beacon of light in this dark time. She'd check in on me regularly, making sure I was safe and secure, and that I had everything I needed. She's been a rock, a steady presence in my life, and I don't know what I would have done without her. But it's not just Sarah's love and care that's helped me heal. It's also the knowledge that I'm not alone in this journey. I've met other women who've been through similar experiences, women who've been exploited and manipulated by those they trusted. And hearing their stories, seeing their strength and resilience, has given me the courage to keep moving forward. Jennifer, the forensic accountant, has been a godsend. Her calm and patient demeanor has helped me navigate the complex world of finance and law, and her expertise has been invaluable in uncovering the truth about Victoria's deceit. I'm so grateful to have her in my corner, fighting for justice and fairness on my behalf. As I look around Sarah's home, I'm filled with a sense of gratitude and wonder. This is what it means to be loved and cared for, to be seen and heard. This is what it means to be safe and secure. And I know that I'll never take this for granted again. As I drift off to sleep tonight, I'm filled with a sense of peace and contentment. I know that I still have a long way to go, that there will be challenges and obstacles ahead. But for now, I'm exactly where I need to be. I'm home and I'm safe, and that's all that matters. Natural pause. The soft hum of the heater in the background creates a cozy atmosphere as Evelyn settles into her new life with Sarah. In the next section, we'll explore Evelyn's journey towards healing and rebuilding her life, with a focus on her newfound independence and self-discovery. This section will delve into Evelyn's growth and transformation as she starts to see herself in a new light, learns to set boundaries, and develops a deeper understanding of her worth and value. With Sarah's loving support, Evelyn begins to rebuild her life, slowly but surely, and discovers a newfound sense of purpose and meaning. And as we continue to follow Evelyn's story, we'll see her grow and evolve, facing challenges and setbacks, but always rising above them, stronger and more resilient with each passing day. So join me next time as we explore Evelyn's journey towards healing and self-discovery, and see how she navigates the ups and downs of her new life, with courage, determination, and the love of her family by her side. Retention hook. Join me next time as we explore Evelyn's journey towards healing and self-discovery. Engagement moment. Share your own story of resilience and strength in the comments below. Natural pause. A quiet home with love, rebuilding the pieces as I sit here in this cozy home. Surrounded by the warmth and love of my daughter, I feel a deep sense of peace wash over me. It's been a long and winding road, filled with twists and turns that I never could have imagined. I remember the days when I felt lost, alone, and uncertain about my future. My daughter Sarah had been my rock throughout this journey, and I'm grateful for her unwavering support. Rebuilding routines. One of the first things I did after moving in with Sarah was to start rebuilding my daily routines. I would wake up early, take a warm bath, and enjoy a quiet morning walk around the block. It was a small act of self-care, but it helped me feel more grounded and centered. I also started making tea at sunset, which became a soothing ritual that I looked forward to every day. It was amazing how something as simple as a cup of tea could bring me so much comfort. Learning to ask for help. As I settled into my new routine, I realized that I didn't have to do everything on my own. I could ask for help, and it was okay to ask for help. Sarah was always there to support me, and I appreciated her gentle guidance. She helped me navigate the complex world of finance, and we worked together to make sure that my pension was safe and secure. Sarah's love and support were constants throughout this journey. She never wavered in her commitment to me, and she was always there to offer a listening ear or a comforting hug. I remember the times when she would sit with me, holding my hand and listening to my stories. She was my rock, my confidant, and my friend. A newfound sense of peace. As I look back on this journey, I realized that I found a sense of peace that I never thought possible. It's not that everything is perfect. It's just that I've learned to appreciate the small things in life. I've learned to cherish the quiet moments, the simple pleasures, and the love of those around me. I've also learned to forgive myself for trusting the wrong people, and to set boundaries that protect my well-being. A story to share. The Elder Abuse Foundation asked me to share my story, and I agreed. I spoke calmly about my experience, hoping to help others who may be going through similar struggles. My segment aired quietly on local news. No drama, just awareness. It was a small step towards healing, but it was a start. A new home, a new beginning. As I look around my home, I feel a sense of peace and contentment that I never thought possible. I've decorated it with warmth and love, and it feels like a true sanctuary. I enjoy peaceful mornings and quiet evenings without fear, knowing that I'm safe and protected. I've learned to appreciate the little things in life, and I'm grateful for the love and support of my daughter Sarah. I hope that my story can inspire others to speak up, set boundaries, and choose peace. I hope that they can learn from my experience and find the courage to trust themselves and their own instincts. And most of all, I hope that they can find the peace and contentment that I've found. A peace that comes from within, and a contentment that's rooted in love. As I close this chapter of my life, I want to leave you with a message of hope and kindness. Wherever you are, I hope you feel safe tonight. And I hope you know that you deserve kindness always. A quiet moment of courage as I sit in my cozy living room, surrounded by the warmth and love of my daughter Sarah. I'm reminded of the power of sharing our stories. It's a quiet moment of courage that can change lives, and I'm grateful to be a part of it. The Elder Abuse Foundation recently reached out to me, asking me to share my experience with financial exploitation. At first, I was hesitant, but then I realized that my story could help others who may be going through similar struggles. Sharing my story softly has been a therapeutic process for me. As I speak about my experience, I'm reminded of the calm and compassionate approach I took when telling my story. It's a delicate balance between sharing my pain and avoiding unnecessary drama. I've learned to focus on the facts, on the events that unfolded, and on the emotions that accompanied them. But what's most important is that my story has the potential to raise awareness and inspire others to take action. I've seen the impact my story has had on others, and it's a truly humbling experience. People have reached out to me, sharing their own stories of financial exploitation, and it's a reminder that I'm not alone. As I continue to share my story, I'm reminded of the importance of speaking up. It's a message that I want to convey to others, especially to those who may be struggling in silence. Speaking up can be a courageous act, but it's one that can bring about change and healing. I've learned that it's okay to ask for help, to seek support, and to set boundaries. My experience has taught me that financial exploitation can happen to anyone, regardless of age or background. It's a complex issue that requires a nuanced approach, one that takes into account the emotional and psychological impact on the victim. As I share my story, I hope to raise awareness about the signs of financial exploitation and the importance of seeking help. One of the most significant challenges I faced was feeling ashamed and embarrassed about my situation. I didn't want to burden my family or friends with my problems, so I kept quiet. But keeping quiet only made things worse. I've learned that it's essential to speak up, to share our stories, and to seek help when we need it. Sarah has been instrumental in my healing journey. Her calm and compassionate approach has helped me to feel safe and supported. Together, we've worked to rebuild my finances, to set up an irrevocable trust, and to ensure that my pension goes directly to me. It's been a slow and delicate process, but one that's brought me a sense of peace and stability. As I reflect on my experience, I'm reminded of the importance of forgiveness. Forgiveness is a complex and multifaceted process, one that requires patience, compassion, and understanding. I've learned to forgive myself for trusting the wrong people, for not speaking up sooner, and for not setting boundaries. My story is not just about me. It's about the countless others who have been affected by financial exploitation. It's about the families, the friends, and the loved ones who have been impacted by this complex issue. As I share my story, I hope to raise awareness, to inspire change, and to bring about healing. In the end, my story is one of hope and resilience. It's a reminder that we're not alone, that we can speak up, and that we can seek help when we need it. As I close this chapter of my story, I want to leave you with a message of hope and kindness. Wherever you are, I hope you feel safe tonight, and I hope you know that you deserve kindness always. As I look back on my experience, I'm reminded of the importance of sharing our stories. It's a quiet moment of courage that can change lives, and I'm grateful to be a part of it. I hope that my story will inspire you to speak up, to seek help, and to forgive yourself for trusting the wrong people. And always remember, you deserve kindness always. In the days that followed my story being shared, I received messages from people who were inspired by my courage and resilience. They shared their own stories of financial exploitation, and it was a reminder that I'm not alone. The Elder Abuse Foundation has been instrumental in helping me to share my story, and I'm grateful for their support. As I look to the future, I'm excited to continue sharing my story and to raise awareness about financial exploitation. I hope that my experience will inspire others to speak up, to seek help, and to forgive themselves for trusting the wrong people. And always remember, you deserve kindness always. In the end, my story is one of hope and resilience. It's a reminder that we're not alone, that we can speak up, and that we can seek help when we need it. As I close this chapter of my story, I want to leave you with a message of hope and kindness. Wherever you are, I hope you feel safe tonight, and I hope you know that you deserve kindness always. A quiet new beginning. As I step back into my own home, I feel a deep sense of peace wash over me. It's been a long journey, but I've finally found my way back to a place of safety and financial security. The warmth and comfort that fills my home now is like a balm to my soul. I remember the early days when every penny counted, and I had to ration my food just to make it to the next day. It's funny how our perceptions can change over time. What seemed like a mountain then now feels like a mere hill. I'm grateful for the lessons I've learned and the growth that's come from this experience. As I walk through my home, I notice the little things that bring me joy. The sunlight streaming through the windows, the sound of birds singing outside, and the feel of a soft blanket wrapped around me. These simple pleasures are a reminder that life is full of beauty and wonder, even in the darkest of times. I've always been a bit of a private person, but now I feel like I can finally breathe a sigh of relief. The weight of secrecy is lifting, and I'm free to be myself without fear of judgment or reprisal. It's liberating in a way to know that I can trust myself and my instincts again. Sarah has been a rock for me throughout this journey. Her calm and gentle nature has been a balm to my frazzled nerves, and I'm so grateful to have her by my side. We've had our share of tough conversations, but they've been necessary, and I know that our bond has grown stronger as a result. As I look around my home, I see the beauty of a new beginning unfolding before me. The walls that once seemed suffocating now feel like a canvas waiting to be filled with the colors of my life. I'm excited to start this new chapter, to rediscover the things that bring me joy, and to explore the world with a sense of wonder and curiosity. It's funny how our lives can change in an instant, but the journey itself is what shapes us into the people we're meant to be. I'm not the same person I was a year ago, and that's a good thing. I've grown, I've learned, and I've been transformed by the fires of adversity. As I settle into my new home, I know that I'm not alone. There are others out there who are struggling, who are hiding in the shadows, and who are desperate for help. I want to reach out to them to offer a hand of support and a listening ear. I want to remind them that they're not alone, that they deserve kindness and compassion, and that there's always hope for a better tomorrow. My journey hasn't been easy, but it's been worth it. I've discovered a strength within myself that I never knew I had, and I've learned to trust my instincts and my heart. I'm grateful for the lessons I've learned, and I'm excited to see what the future holds. As I drift off to sleep, I feel a sense of peace wash over me. It's a quiet peace, one that's been earned through hard work and determination. I know that I'll face challenges in the days ahead, but I'm ready. I'm ready to take on whatever comes my way, knowing that I'm strong, capable, and deserving of love and kindness. And as I sleep, I want to remind you, dear listener, that you deserve the same. You deserve kindness, compassion, and understanding. Don't be afraid to reach out for help when you need it, and don't be afraid to trust yourself and your instincts. You are strong, capable, and deserving of love and kindness, always. I hope you feel safe tonight, dear listener. I hope you know that you're not alone, and that there's always hope for a better tomorrow. And as you drift off to sleep, I want you to remember that you deserve kindness, always. Here's the script for final reflections for the listener section. As I sit here reflecting on my journey, I'm reminded of the importance of speaking up. It's a lesson that I wish I had learned sooner, but I'm grateful that I'm here to share it with you now. When I think back to the times when I was struggling to make ends meet, when I was living in fear of not having enough, I realized that I was too quiet. I was too afraid to ask for help, to speak up for myself. But I've come to understand that silence is not a sign of strength. It's a sign of fear. And fear can be a powerful motivator, but it's not a sustainable one. Speaking up, on the other hand, takes courage, takes vulnerability, and it's only when we take that risk that we can truly start to heal. As I look back on my experience, I realized that I was manipulated by someone who presented themselves as a help. Victoria, my daughter-in-law, presented herself as a caregiver, as someone who wanted to help me manage my finances. And I, in my vulnerability, trusted her. But trust is a two-way street, and she used that trust to exploit me. I wish I had been more careful, more cautious. But I'm not here to blame myself or anyone else. I'm here to share my story, to share the lessons I've learned, and to hope that it might help you. Because you deserve to know that you have the power to speak up, to set boundaries, and to choose peace. As I've reflected on my journey, I've come to realize that forgiveness is a process. It's not something that happens overnight, but it's something that happens gradually over time. And it's not just about forgiving others, but also about forgiving ourselves. I've had to forgive myself for trusting the wrong people, for being too quiet, and for not speaking up sooner. But forgiveness is not a weakness, it's a strength. And it's only when we can forgive ourselves that we can truly start to heal. So I want to leave you with a message of hope tonight. Wherever you are, I hope you feel safe tonight. And I hope you know that you deserve kindness always. You deserve kindness from yourself, from others, and from the world around you. You deserve to be heard, to be seen, and to be valued. And you deserve to know that you are not alone. There are people who care about you, who want to help you, and who want to support you. As I close this chapter of my story, I want to leave you with a sense of peace. A sense of peace that comes from knowing that you have the power to choose your path, to speak up, and to set boundaries. And a sense of peace that comes from knowing that you deserve kindness always. Take a deep breath, my friend, and let go of any fears that might be holding you back. You are safe, you are loved, and you are enough. Just as you are, in this moment you are enough. Sleep tight, and may you wake up feeling refreshed, renewed, and ready to face whatever challenges come your way. As I drift off to sleep, I'm grateful for the journey that I've been on, and I'm grateful for the opportunity to share it with you. May our paths cross again soon, and may we continue to support and uplift each other. Thank you for listening, and thank you for being here. Good night.